It's time for Recipe of the Day. Today, I'm sharing a recipe that has saved me on so many weeknights. It is for how to cook sausages in the air fryer, which is actually one of the most popular recipes on my site. It's also a really popular TikTok video on my TikTok account, and I think it's because people on TikTok are literally searching for how to cook sausages in the air fryer, and they find it, and it just turns out so well. Now, I am saying this is a recipe, but it isn't really. It's like put sausages in air fryer, cook. And that's not really exactly a recipe or not an interesting one. So I'm going to give you some more information about cooking sausages in the air fryer because I do think it's brilliant. We're going to be talking about Italian sausages and bratwurst kinds of sausages, the kind that you buy raw, not fully cooked sausages. We're also going to talk about breakfast sausages. I'm going to talk about how to cook them in the air fryer if you want full sausage links or if you want crumbled up sausage meat for using in soups or pasta sauces, and also breakfast sausages. So we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different ways to cook sausages in the air fryer, and I tell you, it is perfect. Ever since I learned to do this, I do not cook my sausages any other way. Okay, so if you want full sausage links for like using in hoagies or just to have like with some mashed potatoes and gravy, that kind of thing, what you're going to do is get your sausages. You can fit 5 to 7 of them into the air fryer. We're talking about thawed out raw sausages, Italian or bratwurst, that kind of thing. And you're putting them into the air fryer basket so they're not touching. And then I always stab each one a couple of times with a sharp knife. That's just to break the casings so that you don't have any liquid inside of the sausage that sort of reaches a steam point and pops. I don't know if that actually happens, but that's what my mom taught me to do. And so that is what I always do. Poke them a few times with a knife. And then you're just turning the air fryer on to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and you're cooking them for 9 to 12 minutes until they're no longer pink on the inside and they're nice and crunchy and brown on the outside. They turn out amazingly. You don't even have to check them. You don't need to flip them. Just leave them alone. It's unbelievable. Now, if you wanted to start with frozen sausages, you absolutely can. Even if they're kind of frozen together as like a brick, you want them in that single layer where there's like 5 to 6 sausages that have been frozen together on a tray. You have to take the tray off. If it's stuck to the tray, you need to run it under some water from the tap until you can get all the packaging off. Then put that lump of sausages into the air fryer, 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes. At that point, you can use some tongs and break them all apart. They're not going to be stuck together anymore. And then it's just going to be another 7 to 8 minutes until they're brown on the outside and fully cooked through. Unbelievable. It totally works. Now, on to air fryer breakfast sausages. Same basic thing. You're putting the sausages into the air fryer basket. You can fit about 12 of them. I don't worry about poking the breakfast sausages. So again, I'm not sure why that's so necessary to me with the bigger ones. I guess I'm a hypocrite when it comes to poking sausages with a knife before cooking them. I don't know. But you can fit about 12 of them into the air fryer basket. They're going in there at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes. And then I do like to go in and shake them and just kind of redistribute them a little bit. And that's just because there's so many in there that some of them aren't getting heated quite as evenly. So it works really well to just kind of give them a shake, redistribute them. Then they're going back in for 3 to 5 minutes until they're nice and brown. You want them not pink in the middle. You can check with an instant read thermometer, 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That goes for the bigger sausages too. Not pink inside, 160 degrees Fahrenheit on an instant read thermometer. And then you know they're done. Now, if you are doing these from frozen, same basic idea. They go in, they're just going in for a few minutes longer. If they're all stuck together, then you're going to put them in for a little while and then break them apart using some tongs and then finish them off until they're cooked through. So that works for the breakfast sausages as well as for the Italian and the bratwurst. Okay, the final thing I'm going to tell you about cooking sausage in the air fryer is if you want nice crumbly sausage meat for using in either a soup or pasta sauce or like crumbly sausage meat for like a sausage gravy, anything like that. Now, what you're going to do is start by taking the casings off of the sausages. The way that I do that is to take a pair of clean kitchen shears, just scissors, and you just start at one end of the sausage and you just cut through the casing in one long strip all the way along the sausage, and then you just unwrap the sausage from the casing and you throw the casing away. So you do that with all the sausages and then put them into the air fryer basket. They're still sausage shaped. They just don't have the casing on them. And then you put them into the air fryer for about 7 minutes. At that point, pull it out. They're not going to be fully cooked through. They're going to be a little bit brown in places. Use a wooden spoon to just break it apart. It's a little bit tricky. Like it takes a moment, but you're just sort of like breaking it up with that wooden spoon. And then once it's all broken up, put it back into the air fryer for about 4 minutes. It's going to be brown brown and crumbly and perfect. I just want to eat it all right then, I swear. I don't even know how any of it makes it into the soup. Oh, I should say that if you buy bulk sausage meat, so that's where they have the ground sausage meat that has not been put in casings, kind of looks like ground beef in a package like that, or it's in a tube. You can cook that in the air fryer too. If it's kind of in a package like ground beef, then you just put that whole clump, that rectangle into the air fryer and you cook it for about 7 minutes, then break it up and then another few minutes. That's going to be it. 400 degrees Fahrenheit for all of these things. If it's in the tube, you kind of want to spread it out a little bit so it's not like just all right in the middle of the air fryer. So just break it up a little bit before it starts cooking. And then same thing. It's going to be 6 or 7 minutes to start and then 3 to 5 minutes at the end to finish off. And as much as I'm sure you realize that this is a fairly hands-off and not very messy, very easy way to cook sausages, there is one extra perk to this method that I just love. If your air fryer is the kind where the basket sits above another like container and then stuff drips down through like a perforated bottom into that container on the bottom, your sausages stay up in that perforated basket and any fat coming out of them drips down away from them. So they're not sitting in fat and they're already like fat removed. So it's really, really great for any of the ways that you're cooking sausages to not have that grease all puddling with your sausages as you would if they were in a frying pan or any other way of cooking them. So that is just an extra perk. I'm going to put the links to all of the ways to cook sausages in the air fryer in the show notes, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and you will get one link there, or just head to cookthestory.com and search for air fryer sausage. Everything shows up there. It's a great way to find all kinds of recipes. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is June 2nd of 2025. And if you make this recipe and love it, or if you have made and loved any of the recipes from either of my sites, cookthestory.com or thecookful.com, make sure you go and leave a comment letting me know and do the 5-star rating. The comment is super important because it tells me and others what you did, what you changed, what you loved. But then the 5-star rating actually helps me grow my business. People see those stars when they're searching for recipes on like Google or other places, and then they're more likely to click over and find me. So I really appreciate it when you do those comments with those 5-star ratings. I know some of you have already been doing it, and I am so grateful. Thank you so much. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all-new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.